Finding the right strings for your classical guitar can be an interesting adventure. Lots of fun, not a lot of money involved, but certainly tremendous number of choices when it comes to the brand of the string, the string materials, the tensions. It can be very daunting and it's hard to know exactly where to start. So today I'm going to be reviewing an interesting string, which is the Aquila Alabastro string made of a new material called Nile gut. But before I give you my opinion, you ought to subscribe to the channel by clicking the red button below. We do lots of reviews of strings and guitars and accessories, and all sorts of interesting information that will make it a lot more easy to navigate when you're just starting out in the classical guitar world. So today, again, Aquila Alabastro strings. Let's take a look at those. Here they are. Aquila's an Italian company, and they're super cool in terms of pushing the envelope with regard to string materials, not only for guitars but for other instruments as well. I think their signature material is Nile gut. That's a synthetic material that they patented and developed in 1997. And what it's meant to do is it's meant to do what nylon strings were originally developed to do, which is to give the sound of gut strings without the disadvantages of gut strings, which is to say the disadvantages of gut strings were they had a very low breaking point. It's very easy to break the strings. They absorb lots and lots of moisture, so the strings were always going out of tune. Now what Aquila has done is they have basically gone back to reinvent the wheel. So rather than modify nylon, or they decided to go back to the very beginning and try and make a string that was just like gut but without the problems. And what they came up with was this synthetic material which they call Nile gut, obviously a portmanteau of nylon and gut strings. Now, what is Nile gut, and what are the advantages of Nile gut over not gut, because we don't play it in it, but over nylon? You know, is there an advantage to Nile gut strings over nylon? Well, Nile gut is, again, it's a proprietary patented formula, but there's it's at least related to polyvinyl fluoride. That seems to be an important ingredient in the strings. The advantages that they have over gut and even over nylon is that they are dense. They don't absorb much humidity at all. In fact, much less than clear nylon, regular nylon strings. And therefore they tend to maintain their stability and maintain their tuning quite well. In fact, to get into my actual review, one of the things I noticed at first was how quickly these strings stayed in tune. I mean, it was really within about a day of putting them on that they became completely stable, and they've been in tune pretty much ever since, with the exception the G, was going a little bit flat. But I mean, compared to the average string, which takes at least several days to settle in, these were spot on, perfect tune after just about 24 hours, really. So they do seem to be very stable. They are denser than nylon, which means that they have a higher tension per unit area or volume. These Aquila Nile gut strings are almost 100 pounds, 99 pounds for the whole set on the guitar if it were 650. So high tension strings generally range between 90 and 100 pounds, and these superior tension, which is high tension lingo for the Aquila set, are 99 pounds. So they're at the high end, but they're not off the scale. So I think if you like high tension strings, then superior tension would be for you. If you like medium tension strings, then they have normal, things called normal tension, normal set, something like that. So again, yeah, and the other thing though is that because they're denser, they're somewhat thinner, so maybe again they feel a little bit higher tension than they really are, because you're getting more tension per surface area or volume of the string. First of all, the open E string, always a challenge under the best of circumstances, and often, what people decide their sound, what string they want based on how their open E sounds. And so let's take a listen here. Strokes here. pretty nice. It is denser. I think that it does penetrate, or it's more direct sounding than nylon, and less brittle than carbon, I think. So pretty nice. Fairly well balanced. Then the next, of course, is that wound to plain string transition. Again, the density is higher, and so this string is somewhat thinner than you would have with your typical nylon rectified titanium. Those G strings are generally about almost exactly 41 1/1000ths of an inch, or a little bit over a millimeter, say 1.04, 1.05 millimeters. This is about exactly a millimeter, so it's a little less than 40 thousandths of an inch, about 39 thousandths of an inch. So let's stop talking, have a listen. I think it's a nice transition. The other thing is, because of the density, again, a little like between nylon and carbon, one should have fewer intonation problems higher up the neck if you have those. And again, it's not an uncommon thing. Maybe some chords, see how we have, if we have balance here. The wound strings are wound over, again, the same stuff this Nile got. So really quite a nicely balanced set. That's pretty much my review of the Aquila Alabastro set. That's their flagship, I would say, set. One of the really neat things about Aquila is that if you go to their website, you can actually listen to clips of the same piece of music being played on a variety of all their string types. And so you can actually listen yourself, put headphones on. Again, that's one of the things I just love about this company. Also, they're inexpensive. You know, they're really modestly priced strings. You're not going to break the bank playing Aquila strings. So that's my review. For a lot more information about strings and other things, you should head on over to NylonPlucks.com. In this case, we have a 5-step guide at NylonPlucks.com/strings, which will help you to find the right set for your guitar. I appreciate your attention. I'm hoping to review a set which would include a nylon E string and then some carbon trebles. I'm not sure what kind of basses, and I hope to do that within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned and take care.